Welcome to Dan's Crypto Adventures. Today I've got an interesting video. I hope this to be the start of a series of videos, actually. So let's talk a little bit about what the series will be about, and that is heat and how to control it. Right now I have two rigs. I have quite a few videos on those two rigs, building those, setting up all kinds of things, and they're both complete. And so I need somewhere that I can put them where they won't be in the way. You know, the wife won't complain about them, the kids won't play with them, someplace I can put them where they won't be a problem. Right now they're both in my basement, and I live in the western part of Virginia, up in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and so it gets, in the summertime it gets pretty hot. 90s is common. Every now and then it'll hit 100, maybe once a year, every other year. But you know, upper 80s, low 90s Fahrenheit is very common temperature during the day. Right now I'm in the basement, and the basement is about half underground, and it's probably 85 degrees in here. And so the reason is, of course, of the miners. So I need to put them somewhere where that won't be a problem. In a couple of videos I've talked about putting them in my attic, and that was my intent from the beginning. I have an unfinished attic. I could put them on top of the ceiling joists, so to be out of the way, you'd walk right underneath them, wouldn't know they're there. I have a network cable up there. I have some power of one electrical circuit up there, so that is an option. I chose not to do that because it's right over the master bedroom. I'm not sure my wife would put up with that, because the rigs themselves are nearly silent. Right now I've got two running. One's right here and one's behind me, and they make almost no noise. But when you introduce fans needed for ventilation, those fans can be noisy. And so over top of my bedroom, I think that'd be a problem. And so there's one problem. The second problem is power. I've got one circuit going up there, and I might be able to fish some others up through the chimney. I've got an old chimney that's not in use, so I could probably run some electrical wires up through that, from the basement through the main level, through the second level, into the attic. But that's maybe I can, maybe I can't kind of thing. And so the other option is the basement. I decided not to do the attic. I decided to do the basement. And so I've got an area down here that I've kind of cleaned out. I'll show you guys real quick, and then I'll talk a little bit about what my intention is, kind of what I'm thinking to do in that area. So let's go over there and take a look. And while we're walking, here's my rig. So here's one rig, miner 2, and then here is miner 3. I'm sorry, miner 1. Sorry, I don't have miner 3 yet. All right, so this area here is where I've kind of positioned out, cleaned out to do something more permanent for the miners. There's another YouTuber who has a channel. He'd built some boxes like on his back porch. I think he's got 3 boxes, I think 4 rigs each in them, and he has some filters on the sides. Air comes in, there's a fan out the top that blows out of. So I'm really using a lot of what he's done, a lot of what he's shown on his videos here. The issue is, for him, he was on a porch, so the fan could just blow straight up. Here I'm in an enclosed basement, so how do I deal with that? And so what I'm going to do is this wall right here is the front of the house. Ground level is somewhere in here, so I got a few feet above ground here. And so my thought is to go out that space right there. So that's the band board going around the house. I can fit 2 6-inch ducts in there going out. I can end up with about a 48-inch shelf here, or series of shelves for the rigs. And so I think this will be good. I'll have a fan on top blowing up into that ductwork, and then blowing out. So that's kind of my plan. One of the reasons I chose the basement, well, first off, the electrical. You probably can't see it in the video, but the electrical panel is back there. And I do have some room on the electrical panel, so getting power over here is not a problem. I've already got 2 circuits over here that don't go to anything else, so I've already got 2 dedicated circuits. And also network cable. My main router is closer than the electrical panel, kind of on the other side of the basement. So again, I can easily run a network cable from there to here, put in a little switch here that can connect to all the rigs. So I think this will be the good spot. The only other issue that I have down here is this house was built 1920s. I don't remember the exact year, but every house in this area, the basements leak. And so for me, during really heavy rains, I get water come in underneath that door. It runs along this wall to that corner there, and then it runs along that wall to the back there. There's a sump pump back there that then it pumps it out. And so I'm going to have water running against the wall right this area where I'm going to put my shelving and everything right there. So I can't block that water. If I put something there that blocks the water, then I'm going to create a dam, and then that water is going to back up and enlarge, and I don't know where it'll go then. But right now, you know, just go straight to that corner and then to the sump pump, so it's really not an issue. So that's the intent. So I'm hoping to get started today. So let's see how far I get. So again, this will be the first video, just kind of posting my intentions. I do hope to show future videos about what I do. I do intend to show what works and what does not work. Sometimes what does not work is more helpful and more enjoyable to watch. So I do intend to show those as well. So yeah, so today is the start of that series. Thanks. Walking around, when I filmed this, I added the lights right there to shine over here so you guys could see it on the camera a little more. But that allowed me to see it a little more, and so I have discovered a problem. And that is up here. This is the sill plate that the house sits on. It is totally rotten. You can see right there, maybe not on the video because of the light, but it's totally rotten out. So I've got to replace that sill plate in this front area right here. I've actually replaced it on 3 of the 4 sides of the house. I just haven't done the front yet. And part of the front's fine, but this area is pretty bad. So I'm gonna have to do that first. I might show a couple little things maybe about doing that. Nothing too long, maybe just a few little kind of steps along the way, because I have done that elsewhere in the house. So that might be kind of interesting. So unfortunately I have to fix that before I can fix or build the box and run the ductwork out and everything. So this is going to be first, and this will require jacking up the joists in this area right here so that I can remove the board that's up there and put a new one in. But luckily I've done it a few times, so I think I can handle it. So yeah, so just realized that when I started to build, when I was getting my tools out and getting everything ready. So yeah, so again, please give me a like and a subscribe if you like these videos, and if you'd like to see more of this series. I think it'll be kind of interesting to see what works and what does not. So thanks.